uh, Science Gal
Jess.
going, but she may be, she may not be. But it does take a while for a notification to get out too.
And
So it
Skipper,
does.
excuse me, but I'm not seeing that the stream is up on my other computer.
It is. I had to
It is?
refresh it for mine
Oh, okay. Sorry.
because normally I'd have to, which I did. Oh,
Okay.
normally I'd have to hit the mute button because it would start like, oh man, now we got repetitive crap and all this other stuff.
And I'm going to go ahead and let everyone in chat know that if you do not know this, that on Tuesday nights at 9, I believe Shanna and Deborah and Jess, they do a ladies' night stream.
Yep.
And they have, guests come up, of course, that are ladies and stuff. And if you want to have a good time, just go over there and check them out.
There's also a stipulation if you're a dude and you want to go up on the panel, you better put a wig on and a dress. I'm gonna add that. You got to put a dress on.
But you have to have boobies too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you have man boobs, you just wrap them up in something.
I'm good there. I'm about a B cup. I'm getting there.
Just get a push up, Skipper.
Nobody's been brave enough. Not even Ricky.
I've been thinking it. I've been thinking about
it.
Just to get the ball rolling.
Speaking of Ricky, like he could actually come up and, because he's got that costume. So I mean,
yeah, his drag outfit.
that would be funny. Oh yeah, that definitely caught everyone off guard. But yeah, I mean that is one heck of a costume.
Oh, holy cow! We got more people that rolled in here. We're up to 26. That's awesome.
Wow.
I guess I should like this thing myself, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it's funny because whenever I'm on somebody's stream, I have the YouTube side open at the same time, so I'll go in there and I'll chat. If at 8:00, I'll be on with Bob and them, and I always do forget to hit it. I got to go back and hit it later. It's like, why do you keep forgetting that?
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We had Skulls Aquatics show up. Steph, I Hate Stupid People. The Godfather himself, Bob. Lori, Monster Fish Gal. Jay Oliver, Guppies and Aquatics. Thank you for showing up. Oh, Joseph Stanley. Then Mike's Aquatics and Things. Bonoski.
Hey.
Terry's Tropical Tags.
With his normal soul.
Danny. Yeah, I like him. He's something. Debbie B.
Oh, that's my cousin.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Derek, 44. Mad Guy Fishing More. Dave Farrell.
Hey, Dave. Derek.
Scott's BM. That is actually my neighbor that lives, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong in chat, 3 or 4 houses up from me.
Well, that's a weird name because is his name Scott? He has to take a bowel movement. Is that what that means? There you go, Scott.
I love it. And we got Scott's.
She got you.
Jenny Lynn.
Didi.
Yeah, we got Fishy Mon. I see you, brother. I see you.
I see you too, Fishy.
That's who we have now. So there's one thing I do want to ask. How many fish tanks do you have set up?
I think it's 16 now.
16.
But I'm maxed out, so it can't go anymore. It just can't. There's no more space. I can't get them 3 high in here. I can't reach them.
Yeah, I can't do 3 high here in the basement is because it's a 6-foot basement. But I think for me, like I could do something up top there, like make a. No, I just got an idea.
Oh Lord,
I think
love
Fry rack?
ideas.
I can make a fry rack up there, like Robert just said.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
get some
yeah,
5 gallons or something.
yeah, actually, I got them. You can get them totes. They're like shoebox totes that you put your shoes in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or Skipper, you know something I just thought about that would go good up there, but you might have trouble, getting in it. Would be a 50-gallon low boy, because those are only like what 10 inches tall.
It wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit.
Mm.
Oh.
But
I use drink dispensers as little temporary holding pins, so to speak. That way I could just take the little drink dispenser and drain it off and put me some water in the
I
top.
saw that you were on the stream showing your baby Corys that were in there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was
that.
pretty neat. That was pretty neat. I like that. That's easy for water changes too. Just open it up.
Well, that's compliments of Mary Page. I saw a video where she did that, and I thought she uses it for a hospital tank, and I have 3 of them now, so I can't say I don't have one ready for hospital. But it's like, man, it was so easy. You just drain off, because you have to do constant water changes with a bare bottom tank.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was pretty neat when I saw that. I was like, man, that's a good idea.
So Deborah, those I forgot if you called them Dojo Loaches that you have, those gigantic ones. So how long have you had them, and also like what do you feed them?
Well, everything that I have now, maybe with the exception of 1 or 2 fish, has only been here since February, March. And right after I got my 55 going pretty good and all, I had some sort of crash in 4 tanks all at one time. Every day there was like 2 floating, 1 floating, 1, whatever. And I was crying and everything, trying to figure out what am I doing to my fish? Because 4 tanks, everybody's dying all at once. Mm-hmm. And some fish I'd had a long time. And so I threw I caught them all, put them in a big old 17-gallon muck buckets, and I started dosing them with the meds like Corey, suggest. And all of my fish ended up dying because they were so weak probably by this point, but 6. And that one Dojo Loach was the only Dojo that survived. And of course, I got my tank set back up and all, and then I went and got, I don't know who's making noises, but I went and got 2 more Dojos from the store, from the same tank I got him from, and look at the size difference. So I think those meds did something for him.
They were like steroids.
Yeah, because I got a platy that's super huge, and she was in that medicated stuff. She's big, like a whole lot bigger than all the rest of my platies. So it made him a giant. I don't know.
Oh goodness!
He's tall, really, thick height-wise, and I just feed him like shrimp pellets. I have to feed him a lot because nobody else can get anything to eat. He's like a pig. So I feed a lot of that.
Oh, we had a few more people show up in chat too.
But he's my favorite fish in the whole fin den. He's my boy. I don't even know if it's a male or a female, but he's my boy to me. And the reason my cousin came in, because if she don't come in and watch it live, then she's going to have to hear a replay on the phone about everything. So it's easier for her to come in and just hear it and not have to put up with me telling her about it. She's my best friend. The first person I met when I moved to North Carolina when I was 5, and she and I didn't get to go to school till the next year. We were the only kids left. And so, we played together all day long, and, we're still best friends many, many decades later.
Wow. That's good though. Yeah. That's really good. I was actually born in North Carolina. Army brat. Dad was stationed down in Fort Bragg at the time. So I love that. That state's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, me and you've done flip flops. I was born in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Now I'm here, so we just crisscrossed.
Yeah, we flip flop where we're gonna plant our roots at, so to speak. I'd love to uproot and go down there though, because it's such a beautiful state. I love it.
It is. It gets hot, but it's
Yeah.
nice.
Like speaking of North Carolina, I believe that the Carolina line is only about maybe 20 minutes from my house, 20 to 30 in that range.
Wow.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, because that's the way I go. When I go to Myrtle Beach, and you got to go through the mountains. I mean, it is really nice because you got with the tunnels and stuff. But if you're not used to it, it will make you car sick.
The tunnel is rough. It's like, oh yeah, I can hold my breath this long. Well, you can't. I do.
Ears will pop and everything.
It's a very. You talking about the Chesapeake Bay?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's
That's the
talking
one I
about
have to go
down
through
in
anywhere.
South Carolina.
Oh, okay. See, when we go to Myrtle Beach, we're basically riding down 17 the whole way. Or
Yeah.
close to it.
Okay.
Almost like close to the water. You can go that way, and you can also go another way. But I've done them both. But most of the time, you can see water when you go through a little town. And it takes me about 3 hours to get to Myrtle Beach.
So when you go, do you like the north side better or the south?
North.
Yeah,
Well,
I do too.
most of the time the north is kind of newer and it's easier to get to because it's closer.
Yeah, and you can plus also on the north side, that's where the where all the main places are. Like your food, restaurant, stores.
Yeah, we have an affinity for the Calabash all-you-can-eat buffet restaurants. Haven't been to them in almost 2 years now, but we used to go at least once a month, and crab legs is the main thing that we go after. But we're going soon.
Yeah.
So we're going soon next month.
And my favorite are the raw oysters. I mean, like every time that I go to the beach, and that's what I got to get while I'm down there.
Cannot do a raw oyster. Just cannot. It is. Well, when I was little, my daddy was a commercial fisherman, and we had skiffs, which are little wooden boats you work out of, and we also had shrimp trawlers that were like with a cabin, and you could stay overnight, whatnot. But I was out oyster with my daddy and a couple of his brothers, and I wanted to throw the shells across the water and try to make them skip. And my one uncle, he said, "Well, you can't throw any more shells unless you eat this oyster." So, and it was probably this big, and it was terrible. I didn't throw any more shells. I didn't want to throw any more shells. It was just awful. But I get it where people like them. I just, that was my first experience, and I've never tried a raw oyster since. I will eat them cooked, but not raw. Hey, Merritt.
Yeah, I mean, that's something. If you eat them, you got to have the cocktails sauce to go with them, and a saltine cracker.
Uh-huh. Now, I love the smell of an oyster roast, and I will stand there and crack them open for anybody else to eat them. I love the smell of oyster roast. And if it's a little teeny tiny one, cooked to death, I will eat that one. But, I like shrimp and some fish, and scallops are my favorite, sea scallops. So.
Yeah, they are really good. I love those.
I spent a lot of night out there catching stuff, so it's not quite the same. When I was a kid, we would beg for chicken legs and pork chops because we ate out of the river all the time because we caught our own. And when
Mhm.
you do it because you're poor and you're eating out of the freezer, it's different than when you go to a restaurant, or whatever, and you get it once in a while. Yeah, it was a
Right.
treat to go to Hardee's or something.
I I just love that type of, whenever you get the fresh seafood and you can go out and do it yourself, it's just way better.
Mhm.
I love it.
And when I was 14, my daddy, my cousin that's in the chat now, he would let me and her take out the shrimp trawler by ourselves. And we were just 14 years old, and she was always strong and tall, and I was short. And me and her would go out there. Of course, he funded the gas, and we would go out there and drop those trolling boards over and everything. I couldn't get one out of the water because I couldn't hang on to it and reach it, but she could just reach around there and grab it. But we, whatever we caught, we could sell and keep all the money. So
Oh,
when he wasn't
that's
using
cool.
the boat, he let us go out and do it. But yeah,
That's cool.
that was the way to go back then.
Yeah. Wow.
Learn to smoke on that boat. I tried to smoke. We would get up on the top of the cabin, and my daddy would be underneath driving, and he smoked Pall Malls. And so one of us would ask a question and have him turn around, like look and try to, where's that at? What's close to that? And while he's not looking, the other was sneaking the cigarettes and getting a couple of them out of the pack. She still smokes today. I just couldn't get it.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
It was a hoot. Wouldn't trade those memories for anything. Yeah, we were country bumpkins, poor as church mice, or we thought we were, but it was fun.
I know the feeling. I started working at the age of 11, and my first job was actually gardening. There was a lady. Well, it was our neighbor. She had a produce stand, so I got. Oh, that's cool. Oh, is that new tin cup they were talking about?
Yeah, for Jess.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna have to get one of those. But she had a produce stand. And that's where I learned how to work. And I'm gonna tell you, gardening, especially when it's on a wide scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's different than going and picking a couple of tomatoes out the back door. We had a farmer. He would ride around his. It was like a dump truck, but it didn't lift, but it had a back like a dump truck. And if you wanted to go and work and pick cucumbers, he would come around the neighborhood, and we would all jump in the back of the truck. I was 8 years old, and you bent over all day long picking cucumbers, and it was the worst job I ever had. I only stayed with it. Well, in 2 days, I guess the fields were picked, and you went on about your business and went to another field, but I didn't keep going back.
I don't blame you.
Well, then you had to load the wooden. You had those wooden containers, like a tote.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably like a 75-gallon version. I couldn't lift that thing by myself. Hey, J-Rock. Debbie and them would have to help me to get it to the end of the road. Yeah.
We used to do that when it was time to pick the potatoes. Like a bunch of kids would come over and we would just do it, and it'd be like a contest to see who can pick them the fastest down the row. And I think what you used to do back then was pay them like $1 a bag, and they were the feed bags, the plastic woven ones or whatever. I don't know. I enjoyed doing it. It was fun.
Yeah, like the onion bags or whatever.
No, an actual feed bag sack. They were like the
burlap
ones. Yeah, burlap bags.
Oh, okay.
But they were the
nice
plastic ones, and yeah, it was fun. Man. We had a good time doing it.
Yeah, the only thing about on the farming side of it that I've ever done was tobacco. I mean, like when I say that, I don't mean like the hard part, like going out and cutting it and stuff. I just mean like the part of like going to the barn, taking it down and taking it and grading it, where you got to sort the leaves.
That was the fun part.
Yeah, I don't know because then when I did it, it was kind of cold out, and you just stood there in one spot for like all day long. So
It
I was
smells so
like,
good in there.
yeah, it does.
Oh no, me and Debbie, we were in the fields. We were cropping tobacco, and you get those sand lugs at 8 o'clock in the morning, and slap that underneath your armpit. It's all still covered with dew, and you're getting sticky, and you're getting sand up there, and of course the lower down on the stalk, the further you got to bend and keep going. But yeah, we worked at that too, and but that was fun. If
Hmm.
I've had hard jobs, so when you get a job where you sit on your rear end, you better be thankful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And because you get so filthy in the tobacco patch, and my granddaddy would bring us back. Hi, Susie. He would bring us back in the truck, and we'd jump off. And I live right by the river. Both of us did, and Stephen, and we'd run and get in the river water and basically get all the gook off. And that way, when we went home, we didn't have all the sticky, dirty, mess from the fields. So that was fun too.
Something's going on upstairs. I'll be right back. Take control.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, and then we had to put it up in the barn, and I wasn't tall enough with long enough legs to stretch from tier to tier because we
Hmm.
did it on those wooden sticks, one handed at a time thing. And at the end of the day, everybody from the field would come in, and we would make a line and just pass these stacks of rows of tobacco up. And then some of the ones would get up into actual tiers and pass them up. I think it was 3 high.
Hmm.
But because Debbie had them long legs, she had to get up in the thing. Usually I would just hand from one to the other because we get like 15 of us, I think, that would go from the stack to the inside the barn. I always lucked out because I was short and little.
Right.
And back
Yeah,
then,
that part is the best job. You just
back
stand
then,
in line.
I was little Debbie. She was big Debbie because she was like 6, 7 inches taller than me. Now I'm big Debbie and she's little Debbie because I'm bigger than she is. Go poundage. But yeah, that
So,
was a blast.
so like, are you planning on going to any like fish events, like swaps or anything, this year
Not
or
this
next year?
year. No, I have a high risk child and it's 10, so we're a pair and a spare.
Hmm.
And until she can get vaccinated, because it's like we have to stay away from everybody because when she goes to the hospital, it's 4 to 5 weeks. If she gets admitted, it's going to be that long coming out. She was born at 24 weeks, and her lungs are too sensitive, and so I can't afford to bring her anything, because I just don't know if it would be worth the consequences.
Right.
So till she gets to where she might be halfway safe, opening back up into the world, we will just stay away. And we're looking at, in fact, we looked at it Friday about reserving for Orlando Aquashella thing,
Hmm.
the Keystone Clash, and I might make it to the Triple Crown thing.
Oh,
Might.
nice.
But I want to
Yeah.
do the Keystone because that's my home state, and I want to do the Florida because that's his home state.
Oh,
So we can
yeah.
visit family while we're there too. So
Oh, sorry about that. My daughter came home she went trunk or treating somewhere.
oh,
I was like, who's upstairs?
I was busy all day, Skipper. I've been working all day.
I
Been
feel you.
teaching people how to fly.
What? Oh,
I love it.
you're getting them ready for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Love it. That's an awesome shirt. So, right, I don't know what Robert asked you, but what's your favorite fish that you keep right now? If you had one to pick, then, well, okay, the one that you think that you continually watch the most, I guess we could say.
Okay, now Oscar, excluding Oscar. Okay, other than that, I would say the blue Acaras.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I like them so much is because they're bigger, and you can watch their fins kind of a little bit more and they're so flowy, and it's so relaxing to watch them just hover in the water. and I like the blue fish, and look at them. You see 'em?
Yeah, their personality's awesome. Like the two that I have up my 55, like I'll put my finger up on the glass and they'll follow me.
Uh-huh.
Like they're pretty cool.
Well, they know when I go to the other end of the tank that they're going to get fed. Right now, for those that don't know, on this piece of slab, I actually have eggs that they deposited today. So that's why they're hanging right here. And the mama must not trust the daddy because she don't let him tend to the eggs at all. She runs him off.
Fighting her away.
Uh-huh.
They're fighting him away.
See you now. Blue Platies. And she's letting him be there right now, but she normally won't let it. Now, this is their third time trying, so maybe she's finally figured it out, that he can help and do some of the work.
Yeah. Well, she probably keeps pushing him away because she's like sick of him by now, probably. She's like, okay, we done did what all we need to do, now get away from me.
They never have eggs where I can watch them. They always wait until I go somewhere, and when I come back, poof, they're there. It's magic.
Yeah, right.
So what I'm going to do after the spring, I'm going to pull this whole slab out, and I have a little nursery for when the babies will grow up, and I'm just going to put the whole slab, because they'll hatch out in 3 days, into the nursery tank, and that way I don't have to worry about them getting eaten and trying to feed them in a 55-gallon tank. So it'd be a whole lot easier in a little small nursery tank. And maybe I will get some babies that actually make it.
That'd be you'll get it figured out. It takes a minute to figure it out because I was having that issue with my Koi eggs too, and I finally figured it out.
Well, I didn't have a heater in my tank, and normally, in fact, it's hot in this room right now, but for some reason, the temperature dropped real low, and that was the only tank in here that felt that coldness. Like, what? This feels like you have ice water floating in it. And I had cars that were a week old from this batch, and then some wigglers that had hatched out like the day before from the other 2 cars. And all of a sudden, I don't have any. I don't have any dead bodies, and I don't have any live cars. So I don't know where they went to, but they're not there. They were cute. They're little striped little things. I do have a video on my channel, so at least I have proof I had babies in here. Now, I got my Koi instructions from you, Skipper, on the stream. I asked you what you were doing as you were picking eggs out.
Yeah.
So I got that from you, except I added the spoon to mine. And that way I prop it right up on the sponge filter so it has some movement going by. And they're this way, and I can just take the spoon out if I need to, and add more eggs to it if I'm able to catch them, and without them eating them. But and it worked out good because I could see everything going on, and it was easy this time.
I like that idea. I might steal that and add it because that was a pretty smart one there.
Yeah, so we keep utensils in here.
Yeah. I had forks for at one time whenever I was doing. Robert hit a button, or his phone acted up.
I've got a fork in there with the zucchini.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It just kicked me off.
Hey, Stephen P. No, I don't really, how I put this, do it to where I don't condition them enough to do it. Because right now I don't have time right now, but later on I would. And I would say in the morning. But see, any time of day, because I watch them lay eggs in the middle of the day. So it just, whenever it happens.
Mine are mostly in the mornings also. And the way I trigger mine, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I don't have a heater in that tank. And I take and freeze a bottle of water, and I just float it in the top of the water and let it cool things off real quick, It's only like a 20-ounce bottle, but it cools it off, and then maybe it does the thing, that triggers them. And the very next day after that, they will start laying eggs. And so I get in here in the morning, and they're starting. So
because a lot of times you do a cold water change, and it'll activate them. But if you don't need to do a water change, that's actually a good idea. It cools it down. Like if because a lot of times whenever they breed is like if you notice, like if you have a storm or something coming in, it cools the water automatically.
Yep.
So that's not a bad idea. Hi, Sunfish. But yeah, that's actually a good one.
I found that that as soon as they hatch, if you put them in a tank that is very well seasoned and it's got some moam at the bottom, that you will have a lot more survive in a tank like that than you do a clean, a bowl or whatever. But but then again, I'm no expert, but I've tried it a couple of times, and that's the best way I've had it work. So,
and I would agree with that for me, because I've got them in that little drink dispenser, and being there to this last batch, this third batch, of course you still have some broken down stuff amongst the gravel, and boy, those little things are going to town, in there, and they seem to be getting fast. Easy. Hi, Mr. Wise. Oh, Eduardo, I remember that from the other night. But thank you for coming. But I going to keep that kind of like that even when I take them out, because it did work well for that. Because you can't feed them 3 times a day every day sometimes.
Yeah.
So it does. And somebody
when you have a job.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you all do it or not, but see that every time that I would pull the eggs, I found out that if you just take just a little bit of I believe it's peroxide, and if you put it in a container, that you got with the eggs in until they hatch, then that seems to help them not fungus up as much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it would help. But I don't do that, though.
Well, it just worked out on this last batch. I had some babies from like a week or 2 before that, and they would be all up on those little eggs on the spoon. I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to eat those eggs. And because I had one that was like a month old, and he was a whole lot bigger, but they didn't. They kept those little eggs cleaned off. So that worked in because I can't get them out because they're so small. And if you turn the tank over to drain it or to get that, because you got that much water once that dispenser stops. So it's like, well, I got to let them grow up until they're big enough I can catch them with my hand, because I can't use a net because it's round. So I have to catch them with my hand. I'll drain the water down at that point, but I'll take out the sponge filter and all that stuff and catch them. So they get to stay in there for another month or 2.
What fish have you kept that you would never keep again?
I can't say that I have one, because I really, mine are kind of limited. I do have rainbow fish now, and I like them. I would keep them again. The only thing I don't have that I have had is guppies, and that's just because they died. And guppies are pretty, but I don't have any now. But everything that I've got right now, I would do it all again.
Do you have a bucket list fish that you would like to get?
The blue acars were that.
Okay.
And I finally found some. So I do want to delve a little bit more into shrimp, because I was a shrimp killer before. But I've got shrimp that I bought from Brian at Detroit. Well, now he's Motor City, whatever. But I bought them on his 4th of July sale, and they're still alive. And I still counted. I bought 12 of one type, and I've got more than 12 now. So those that are doing okay. And then I have blue shadows. They have not multiplied, but I've changed the water over. I've got a little RODI unit, so I'm adding that water in somewhat. And hopefully, in a month or so, I'll see some babies there. And I have one red comb shrimp that's in one of those drink dispensers. But I would like the greens and those Suwasis that like Terry got. I would like to see some of those.
Those are really nice.
Eduardo, I have not seen where they do. I don't know for a fact, but the only eggs I've been successful at catching have been my albino cories, and everyone that hatches out is an albino cory. But I don't know if I don't have females in the other species that I've got, but they don't. And like when the albinos are doing the like sticking the eggs and all the males all over, the other males don't come and get in the chase. So I don't know.
There is one corridor out there that I'd like to get one day, but they're kind of expensive. But I forgot their common name, and to be honest with you, I don't think they have one. But it's like a CW, like 134 or something. Well, see, like they get. Well, no, I seen them somewhere else, but they get like a pretty good size, and they have a long snout.
Oh, okay. Dan's fish had some pretty photos on the other night, so they may have been on that too. Check him. Check him.
That's probably where I've seen these at. But I've seen them at other places, other videos and stuff. But I think it was on Steven's live stream when they was trying to figure out what cores that they wanted to get next.
Now he did have some blue ones that I saw that night that they're a little bit like 2 to 3 times more expensive than what I normally pay. But maybe down the line I might get a couple of those. Maybe.
Is that it up on screen, Robert?
That's pretty similar, yeah. I mean, they just get bigger than like your normal like corridors, like your albinos, whatever, and they get those like these long snouts. Like if I had to sort of describe them, they look to be more of like a wild type, other than like your common, false Julie eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have 5 of those long Fin Panda Kois coming from Jess too.
Oh, nice. Well, she's got a bunch of them because she sent some to Skipper and Pam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that too.
Pam actually won them in I forget the live stream. I think it was Dan's live stream actually, Dan's fish. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna love those Corys, Deborah, when they show up. They're awesome.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm excited to get them. But see, Bobby, are you gonna do the Fish Fam for Jess's channel? Fish Fam Christmas or Fishmas?
Yeah, I thought about it. I just haven't got around to it, and but I really need to look into it more.
Well, she hasn't started. She's going to start doing more, bringing it up after she gets back from Aquashella, because hers is different than Rico's. Where hers is, you get a name and you get a secret Santa type thing.
Oh, so you get a name pulled out, just at random, and then you send a gift to them, and then they can't they gotta have their gift and also like do a video on it by a certain time, and she shows it on her channel, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So what I do, everybody that I hear say, "Oh, I've got a list." So if I get somebody's name that has mentioned something, I know what they want.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad
So you
idea.
better get that number straightened out with exactly which one it is. If I get your name, you might get some of those.
Oh, whatever. I appreciate it, but to be honest with you, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, those are like one of the ones where that Steven said the price, and the whole
Oh,
chat
the
was like,
$134
no,
ones.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, you won't be
because
getting any of those. Oh, you
yeah.
won't be getting-
Yeah, those kind of. When I seen them, I was like, "Man, those are nice, but that's going to hurt my pocketbook."
But now, if somebody could buy a couple and raise up some babies, it might work out that way.
It could happen. You never know.
That's like Chris on Multi-Take Addiction was talking about starting some, fish sales. And I said, buy some of those like better graded of Corey's. Hey, that'll fund your next purchase for the next thing. Because, you get plenty of eggs if you can hatch them out. And if they're $30 Corey's and you charge $25, that'll cover the shipping as opposed to going to the store, when you average it all out. And that's the way to go. And I'm gonna order some of those blue ones once I get my quarantine tank done with Jess's, and I got some, as we call them around here, chocolate covered plecos from Stephen P. Once they're in the regular tanks, I'm going to order some of those others if he has any. But I'm not ordering a 127 or a 134 or whatever the heck that is.
I don't blame you. I mean, yeah, they're nice, but I mean, I don't. I mean, because say like me, like when I get fish, that I do plan to try to spawn or whatever, like when I buy them, I don't just buy like one or two, like I'll buy 6 or more at a time, and then like when you got a higher price for something, that's kind of one that especially us just regular country people, that's something that we got to save up for and in our piggy banks.
Well, I couldn't make myself spend $600 or more for 5 fish. Couldn't do it. A lot of people do, and that's okay, But I'm not even a year going into this. I don't have that much confidence.
Yeah, I don't have the pocketbook for it.
But even if I had the pocketbook, I don't have the confidence for it yet.
Yeah, I mean, like so far, the most money I've spent on like one fish at a time, I don't know, it probably costs like $30 a piece. But still yet, like I got 10 of them now, but I didn't get them all at once. It was like buy a couple here, buy a couple there.
Yeah,
and that, but yeah, I mean, the next thing that's going to cost more money than that, I'd like to try to get like a colony of those, what's the name of them? Leopard, frog, yeah. I forgot the L number. I think it's like a L something. L. Yeah, I mean, but see though, I found some at that. Those people, they're called predatory fins. We'll see like where they're moving, and they're having like a big sale where they're selling their stuff like around cost just to move it. And I found some on there, and they was like $45 a piece, which is like a super good deal. But I just didn't know if they would get here in time before I left or not.
Right, that would suck.
Oh yeah, because you're
Well, Bobby, I can tell you're from the country.
Oh
you just pronounced the word FOUND. You said you found some of them.
Yeah. I'm just a country boy.
Husband says kilt. He killed that. Of course, I'll say all kinds of silly words too, but Well, did y'all see where Eduardo was my 100th subscriber?
I didn't see that. That's
my
awesome.
goal to reach 100. That's it. You know,
Whatever, you know, Jay will definitely get way more than that in no time. I can just see it now, you know, that you're going to have like 500 subscribers before you know it.
Well, if so, that's great. But you know, I'm not out there streaming. I'm only popping up here and there. You know, so but I really didn't care about 100. But then when it started getting closer, it's like, well, maybe I can get 100. You know,
Yeah.
And so 100 is 1,000 for me. So Rico saying you can't be any happier, or Stephen P when they hit their thousands as I am right now.
Yep.
So there you go, boys. Now you know what it feels like.
You know, speaking of them two, those two actually deserve every sub that they have and going to get because they can just hold a conversation really well and they can keep the chat interested and if a person can do that, then what you're going to go really far in life.
Yes. Yeah. Both of them deserve it, as well as others. There's others too that deserve it just as much. But I guess because the competition, you know, they're in each other's faces and they're everywhere. So it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. I wouldn't try to match words with either one of them because I would lose. I don't think
Me too.
One of them. Is there? Steven comes at you from an angle, and Rico comes from a different angle. So, you know, whatever.
I try, but it's definitely a challenge.
Oh well, you know, you can put a slick comment in there, but they've got 10 of them to your one.
Yeah, they do.
And Rico's not shy, so he doesn't have a filter on his, which is so funny to me. I think it's a hoot.
All right, we'll see you later, bud. Thanks for showing up.
Bye, Derek.
Yeah, like when it comes to Rico, you know, like Rico just seems like someone that, but if we went and hung out, and I think that would get in trouble.
Yeah.
No, actually, yeah, you probably could. We were whenever we hung out, we were at a very what do you call that? Controlled environment. So.
Well, I'm here to tell you, if Rico Steen was the Santa at our little shopping mall, my fat ass is going to sit in his lap. That's how it is.
Well, I would too. Just a mess.
He'd be like, "Okay, lady, you're getting what you asked for. Get off of me."
Hello, Adele. That's funny.
But being Halloween is right around the corner. Do y'all know why vampires are so easy to fool?
No.
Why?
Because they're suckers.
Oh, they're suckers. Yep.
Oh goodness!
That's my one Halloween joke.
I must have been a sucker because I always liked dressing up as one whenever I was a kid. And it's funny you say it because we used to have, like, all the kids would dress up. We'd do like a little parade in the town that was close to us. And we'd wear numbers, and they would judge our costumes, and we'd win prizes.
That would be fun.
And I won with the vampire outfit. It was pretty cool.
When I grew up, they had a show called Dark Shadows. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be out when y'all were growing up, but that was
you know, Deborah, I think that they got one out that's now. It's called The Dark Shadows.
Well, it's probably a remake. This would have been in black and white. I think it was in black and white. But it was very freaky. You know, you had vampires and you had a werewolf guy and witches a little bit. But it came on after school, and then I'd have a hard time going to sleep if it was a really scary episode. And I was scared of the dark for many, many years because of that one show. Now I'm not afraid of the dark, but before I wouldn't go out unless there was all kinds of lights on and everything. Yep, all because of Dark Shadows. Barnabas Collins.
Yeah, what's that old show called that I think it's like the Munsters. That was
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite as a kid. I
I used
loved
to
watching.
I used to watch Tales of the Crypt.
Oh, I did too.
Oh
It was
yeah,
fun, but you know,
Yeah, that lady was freaky.
well, when I was a kid, we could only get 2 channels. That was like 7 and 12, and all the like Gunsmoke, all those came on Channel 9. So I didn't get to see any of those growing up, unless I was at somebody's house. So
Yeah, we had.
yeah, things have changed for sure.
Oh yeah, because I remember whenever I was a kid, we had the antenna connected to the chimney.
Yeah, you had to turn it,
Yep, yep.
and it would always go out right in the middle of the Christmas specials when Rudolph or whatever was on.
Oh
And
yeah, yep.
somebody would be out there and holler, a little bit more, a little bit more.
You hear my dad out the window. You got a clear picture yet? No. I would watch this if Rob Zombie remakes the Monsters. That would be interesting.
oh yeah.
Now I like the remake of what's the one with Gomez? What was that show with Gomez?
Oh, Adam's Family.
Yeah, you know the last one with him, and that was a kind of sexy version of being spooked. You know, him and his wife. He was always being so debonair and
Yeah, yeah.
loving
yeah.
on her and stuff. That was fun.
That was a good show too. Well,
Now,
we got 5 minutes before Susie Q's live stream. Her guest tonight is Carla. She was on the last stream with us, Science Gal. She was in the chat. Was it Carla Jones? I think it was.
that's a new name for me.
Yeah, she's from Ireland.
Oh,
So make sure everybody goes over there and says hi and listen because I think it'll be a good one.
yeah, sounds good. Which I always watch Susie every week, anyways.
Yep.
I have my routine.
Yeah. So I have a routine Sundays.
Don't get anything done, hardly.
Nope.
J Rock is getting more stuff done than I am most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. Sunday I do start like if I can, I'll jump in on Breeze and in the chat. And then I go to Science Gals in Mind and I watch Susie Q and then I'm part of Bob's the Tennessee Fish Mafia one at 8. And then 9 o'clock is Danikin Aquatics. And then 10 o'clock used to be Griffin, but he hasn't been streaming lately. And I used to be up on his also.
Yep.
He's been pretty busy.
Kevin comes on. I think Kevin has moved up since Griffin doesn't come out.
Oh, okay.
It used to be, after that, but I think on Sundays it's a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm. So her name's Carla Hogan.
Okay.
That's who she's going to have.
Yep. That'd be good. A fresh face and a girl. So maybe we can get her on ladies' night one night.
That'd be good.
She won't have to dress. She won't have to wear a wig. Only if she wants one.
Yeah. I like how yins are bringing that back. That's a pretty good idea. I do enjoy it. Because there's a lot of female fish keepers out there that aren't recognized like they should.
Well, a lot of them don't stream, but if you go on a lot of their videos, it's like, man, they got some fantastic tanks.
Yeah, yeah.
And
they're pretty good at freaking editing. My God, I just listen. This is what I do. I take the video, I hit Power Director on my phone, and I just put it in sequence, and I just download it. I don't even.
Well, that's way fancier than what I do. I just record it, and then I listen to it to make sure there's no cussing on it yet. And
that too, I do listen.
And then I just upload it. That's all I know. I have started putting some music to it. I've just learned that this past week on the shorts.
Yeah.
So just learn how to do that. And maybe I'll play with it some more. She's from Ireland. I have some Irish blood in me,
I do also.
but that don't surprise me with the hair and everything.
I know, right?
I've got a brother with hair color similar to yours, and me and the other brother are blondes.
I used to
It's
be a
like-
blonde.
Oh, discus addiction. How you like that, Jason? I can say it the first time.
Right?
That was so funny.
Yes. Saturday morning, I was watching. I was at work. I was like, "Oh, I couldn't stop laughing."
Real quick. Everybody that came to their rescue and helped them out, thank you so much. You made, if everybody that was there, contributors, y'all made this show, and you helped them out a lot. And if you have, I will be getting with Shanna. And for me, if I need something and you have that for sale, I'm going to try to buy everything from Fish Fam that contributed out of that show
Yep.
before I do anything else. So I appreciate it. And I've already knocked 2 of them off the list. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a good thing. And I felt bad for Terry whenever I watched that. I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
But the messed up thing about that is that happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
It happened to us. It happened to us. I mean, it wasn't as what Terry went through, but I can relate on a smaller scale. Whenever the wife had to get a procedure done, then you get a bill in the mail. It should have been covered. Then you got to go with them. It's stupid.
Well, and as people get older, you can't go out and get a second job and hump and get it bill paid off. You're kind of stuck. But I read one time that medical bills is what causes more bankruptcies than anything as you get older.
Yep.
You just can't. 2 days in the hospital is hard to pay for, much less 2 months.
Yeah.
So
especially nowadays.
It's very hard. And I feel bad. And it was so sweet hearing him talk about his wife standing up by herself that one day.
Yeah, it was cool. That was awesome. I loved it. I loved hearing that. That's great. She's doing better.
Yeah.
But it is 7:00 Eastern time, and she should be going live here in a couple minutes. So I want to thank Deborah for being a guest on here tonight, hanging out with me and Robert.
Well, you're welcome, homeboy.
Oh yes.
And Robert.
Thank you, Deborah.
And everybody in chat for showing up.
Yes. Sorry, I couldn't respond to chat.
Thank you, Skipper.
Talking and reading at the same time. I'm sorry.
Oh, and chat. Remember, always to remember, stay classy, San Diego.
All right, we'll talk to y'all.
I don't know. I just had to put that in there. Good night.
Thank you, y'all.
Stay safe, and thank you for being here.